Goddess herself is calling you home.
Greetings.
Goddess herself is calling you home.
Welcome,
Goddess
goddesses.
herself is calling you home. Goddess herself is calling you home.
Time to talk about the astrology for the week.
Goddess herself is calling you home. Goddess herself is calling you home.
Come on home to yourself. Goddess is calling you.
Goddess, body, mind, spirit. Circle of goddess power. All about woman with the attire. Being led by the great mother. Here to discover our feminine power and ancient wisdom. Queen, do you remember who you are? Remember you are a star. Goddess herself is calling you home. Goddess herself is calling you home. Goddess herself is calling you home. Soulful goddess living.
Hey,
Goddess herself is
soulful goddess
calling you
living.
home. Welcome home, goddess. Oh.
Hey, goddess. Glad you all are here. I am Tyra. Let me just make sure this does not start over. And I am your spiritual guide and your astrologer, your goddess guru. I'm all about helping women to activate, align, and take action and just allow all the good things around what you're calling into yourself. And one of the ways that we do this within the goddess centered lifestyle is to look at the astrology. All right. I have the 5 A's of the goddess centered lifestyle, but you know what? Astrology, we can make this the 6th A. Okay. Because let me tell you, goddesses, when we're living this feminine way, we are attuned to the cycles, to the wisdom. We're not trying to do things hard. We're trying to do things easily. So let's look at this astrology. This is for the week of August 13th through the 19th. Baby, we've got a lot going on. But first, I just want to remind you that the next level life, baby, it's time. Going to the next level. It's time to do this. Next Level Life bundle is open. And y'all know within this bundle, you can get the astrology course that I have put together. It's all audio, no video. You can listen to it. You can listen to it on your podcast if you want to, your podcast player. And it's all about helping you to navigate this summer or spring and summer, actually, April through August, baby. We are on the A's today, A to A, April to August. All right, because it's spicy. We're going to talk about how spicy it is this week. Now, this bundle, it's open. I'll put the link in the description box. You can download whatever it is that you want. You know, as a matter of fact, I just want to show you something really quickly. You see me right here? Boom, ride the wave, bloom into your power. A spring and summer 2026 astrology mini course comes with a printable guide. And I'm just letting you know all the details because, like I said, we need to know this. But it's other things in here, like if you're going through menopause, if you need to make some decisions, there's things about health in here, date night, mind reset, human design. I mean, like next level life. That's what is in this. So going ahead and buy into the bundle, not buy, opt into the bundle because it's free. And don't download everything. I'm going to tell you that right now. Don't do it. Only download that which you will use. And if you make it just, 2 or 3, of course, including mine, then that's good. That's good. Okay. Look, I just saw on here chores and charts for kids. Is that you? You need some help organizing getting these children arranged? It's all kinds of things in here. All righty. So let's just go on ahead and look at the astrology. I'm going to pull up the calendar. Again, I always like to give credit. This is Astrolada's calendar. So what are we doing this week? We're doing the most. Okay. Even the goddess reading that I've done, I was like, okay, you got my attention week. I'm paying attention. So we start here today, Monday the 13th, and we have Mars conjunct Neptune. Now, this Neptunian energy this week is going to be pretty prominent. So Mars is conjuncting Neptune, and then Mercury is going to come into is going to come into Aries, and it's going to conjunct Neptune. As a matter of fact, I want to show you all the chart. When I looked at it, I was like, okay, uh, can we say spicy? Like, this is really, really spicy. Look at this. Neptune at 2 of Aries, Mars, Saturn, the Sun, and Chiron all in Aries. But see, Mercury is about to come there too. Mercury is like, hey, on Wednesday, count me in the number. Okay. So we got a lot happening in this very hot, fiery sign. So right now, Mars is conjunct Neptune. The one thing I will say about Mars with Neptune is you could feel like you want to just go, 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 but Neptune tones everything down, and it's saying, hey, take action guided by wisdom, action guided by intuition, take inspired action, or even be more creative in the way that you're taking action. But it will just kind of create this energy where Mars is like a very toned down. It's hard to think about water not putting fire out. I don't feel like it can put fire out because they're in this fiery sign together, but it definitely will tone it down and make it move a little bit more flowy. So I would just say relax into your week to a certain degree, but right now is just not a time where we'll feel super toned down. It's just not how it is. Now, we'll say one thing that I will offer, one concrete suggestion, is to take time out to regenerate and to recoup, because we are in the waning moon phase. If we're being real, we're in the waning moon phase because we have a new moon on this Friday. It's in Aries. And so when we're in this waning phase, it's really sort of like a time to regenerate and rest and prepare yourself to be ready to get started at that new moon, because the new moon, even though it is a dark moon, it is what is considered to be an active moon. So there's active moons and passive or moon phases. It's an active moon phase versus a passive moon phase. And so we're in the waning phase, and it's waning crescent. And so it's like really toning things down, and just really, really just getting quiet, and maybe even opening yourself to receive what is it that what intentions are you going to set. But not, if nothing else, it gives you that opportunity to give yourself a moment to just take it down a little bit before you start running forward and start taking action with all of the intention setting at that new moon. And so this Neptune and this Mars coming together, it really helps us to feel that way. It's kind of like, yeah, I got up and I thought I was going to really want to be on the go, but I just feel like I need to move a little bit more slowly. Neptune will even make you say, you know what, maybe I'll get an extra nap, or maybe I'll sleep in a little bit later. Maybe I'll go to bed earlier. I got a lot done today, but I'm ready to just sleep, or it'll make us to a certain degree want to escape. But I will say what I love about this combination is it is ultra creative. So really open yourself up to creative solutions, creative ideas. I do love that about these two coming together. Last little bit. Okay, let's see here. Let me give y'all the dates. So we have Mars conjunct Neptune today, and then Mercury conjunct Neptune on Friday the 17th, the day of the new moon. And it's like the exact moment that they're conjunct means that they're together on the exact same degree. So they're there, but these meetings are actually a continuum of days. And so this Neptune and Mars conjunction, and then Mercury with Mars, it just really extends this connection to Neptune throughout the week. So yeah, definitely we need to be embracing that this is a Neptunian week. And when we are dealing with Neptune, things can seem a little cloudy, a little hazy, a little foggy, a little bit slower. We're more in tune with the spiritual realm. Maybe it's more of like the way that women are designed is our bodies, which is physical. Like Aries is the body. The body is where we really tune in. Like this is our number one oracle. So I really encourage you to open yourself to hear, what is your body telling you to do? Is your body telling you no? Is your body telling you yes? Is your body giving you some sign that you really need to pay attention to? So those are things that we can be experiencing. And when Mercury conjuncts with Neptune, it definitely can kind of create this energy of, I'm just here. I'm just, my mind is, you know how it is, your body is here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. That's Mercury meeting with Neptune. Okay. But again, Neptune is connecting with the highest consciousness. And so there could be so many breakthroughs that are coming. Neptune is also miracles. There could be some miracles that you experience this week. And it could be a miracle about your body, or a miracle in how you understand yourself, because Aries is the identity. So those are the kinds of things, Mercury interacting with Neptune, it perhaps can help you to move past the block, because Neptune is going to be dissolving some stuff. Okay. Neptune makes everything just kind of like go away. It's the unseen principle. So it's a lot of this that we'll be dealing with, even with this hot fiery energy. There's this level or this underlying theme of Neptune, because when the planets start interacting, that's the energy we feel the most. Now, is the energy of new beginnings. So we already are in um Aries, which is spring. So this, or the astrological, new year. So we have that working for us in terms of this energy of like a spark, a new beginning. And then whenever planets meet on the same degree, that's another spark. So we have Mars and Mercury both meeting with Neptune. We have a new moon in Aries. So it's a lot of energy of new beginnings, fresh new starts, allowing yourself to wipe the slate clean, because Neptune can help you to do that. Wipe the slate clean and just give yourself a whole, fresh, new beginning. Okay. All right. So we also have today Venus sextiling Jupiter. Now, Venus is bringing earthy energy along with Uranus. Venus and Uranus, they're helping to bring in this grounding energy. And with Venus meeting with Jupiter, every time Venus and Jupiter meet, it's an opportunity to receive a blessing, because both of those are the benefic planets. And Venus is in Taurus, which is about manifestation. Okay. And so she's interacting with Jupiter, which is in Cancer. And so Jupiter is definitely all about, giving an increase. Now, Jupiter will increase anything. It doesn't care. Jupiter does not discriminate. Hey, you got a lot of bad stuff going on, I'll increase it. You got a lot of good stuff going on, hey, I'll increase it. So that is one thing that I love about this. But this energy of Taurus and Cancer are both nurturing and caring and loving. And, Taurus is self-worth and self-value. And Cancer is love of the family, but I will relate it to the energy of self-love. And so maybe for some of us, this is a day where it's like, you know what? I love myself. I feel good about myself. I value myself. And I'm going to do things to take care of myself and nurture myself. So let's just count that for uh, April 13th and 14th. We're going to count that for both of those. Okay. Okay. So let's see here. Next, we're going to look at Mercury with Uranus. That's on the 14th of April. So Mercury, I love the planet Mercury personally because Mercury is the mind, and it is the hands and getting things done. Mercury is all about moving to and fro. It can help you to map out all the steps that you need to take in order to get something done. And it's like one of my teachers said, you will never be able to actually manifest if the mind does not get on board. And so Mercury is a lovely, lovely planet. And it's a planet that can travel between the worlds, right? It can travel from the physical to the spiritual or the etheric realm, from the etheric back down here into the physical. This is a very versatile planet. So I love that. The the thing that's a little bit tricky is that when it connects with Uranus, it's on the 29th degree of Pisces. And so that's a very karmic degree. I don't know a lot about Vedic astrology, but I do know that that degree is called Vedanta. When a planet is going from water into fire, it can be very karmic. So, yes, Mercury is interacting with Uranus in a very beneficial way. Uranus is on the 29th degree of Taurus. Um, and so that 29th degree, so we got it Vedanta, which is the 29th degree of a water sign into a fire sign, very karmic. Both of them are on a karmic degree, period, full stop, doesn't matter the sign, 29 degrees. So there could be something unexpected. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, interestingly, I think a breakthrough can come. I really do think that you can get a breakthrough. This thing that has finally been really holding you down and holding you back, you can get a breakthrough. And it could be after something that you have really worked on for a long, long time. Um, and it could be some type of support. This is the type of energy where you got to do something to make it happen. So look for those opportunities, and it can come through very unexpected. So it's like you got to be ready. You got to be ready. It also could be some thought comes to you, and this thought changes your life. Have you ever had something like that happen where you're just sitting there and all of a sudden it feels like eureka? How have I never seen this before? How have I never thought this thought before about this thing that I've thought about a lot, but I just have never seen it in this way? But it changes you and it can help you to move. Pisces can be victimy. It can help you move from being a victim to being a victor. Yes, I'm sounding cliche and I'm enjoying my day. So I just want y'all to be thinking about that. Like, I want you to be open to whatever this is. It's Uranus. Mercury is, so all of a sudden, Mercury is news. You could get some unexpected news. About what? Some type of blessing, some type of blessing of support. But you're gonna have to maybe pick up the phone and be like, "Hey, I'm calling to claim my support. I'm calling to claim my blessing." All right. Or you have to send that email. You have to respond to the email. All right. You have to get up and you have to go somewhere so that you can claim it. That's what I want y'all to be thinking about. Um, Uranus is in Taurus and Mercury is in Pisces. So it could be you're going to manifest something, period. It could be something spiritual, but you could definitely be bringing forth something, maybe even a healing of some sort could come through. And the last little bit that I'll say is you'll see quite a bit happening out in the world. There will be some news that comes through. It is my hope that it is favorable because this is a sextile, but don't be surprised if the news what do you call it, news cycle gets heightened during this time. I really do think it could be something about something happening in a foreign country. Let's see here. So there was something else I was going to share, but I can't remember. So we're going to move on. So next is we have Mercury moving into Aries. So it's going to meet Uranus on that 29th degree. Then it moves into Aries. And what can I say? Aries is a very direct type of energy. So we already immersed in Aries. People, I know I have one of my sister friends. She's an Aries, literally, and she'll say, "I'm sorry, I can't sugarcoat things. I just got to say it. Like when I feel like I just need to say it, I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it like I think it. And I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but I'm just gonna be direct. That's another thing about Aries. Aries is like, I can't be fake. I'm a straight shooter. So when Mercury goes in there, what is Mercury? Communication. I need y'all to pause. Mercury, sextile Uranus. Some amazing idea will come to you that can help you make money. Boom, it came back to me. All right, Mercury back in Aries. Mercury is the sign of, or the planet of communication, in the sign of the straight shooter, the one that's just like, I just shoot straight from the hip. I just speak it like I see it. If you need to have some frank discussions, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to put out a video that day that my friend Erica, my sister priestess, we recorded this discussion where she talks about how to deal with conflict. Because this is one of those signs where it's like, you know what? If I've been dealing with conflict, it's on today. We're getting ready to just do this thing. Let's just go. So Mercury in Aries, mind click, 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 clicking, moving fast, can be very creative. But this is the kind of energy where it's like, y'all, I've been in Pisces for a good long while because I retrograded there. And it was great to sit and dream and to be lost in the imagination. But I'm ready to take some action right now. Okay. That's what this is like. So, Mercury in Aries. Mercury in Aries. What can I say? We will be click, click, clicking. Okay. News cycle will be on and popping. Okay. So, let's see here. Now, we talked about Neptune. Let's pull this up. I just want to give you a picture, as my husband says when he preaches. Let me paint the picture for you, okay? Let me paint the picture. Okay. So, right now, we have Mars with Neptune. Mercury is going to meet with Neptune. Day of the full moon. Neptunian energy. But I want you to remember something. Fire and air signs, they interact. If there's something happening in fire, it will be impacting air and vice versa. All right. So if we have all these planets in this fire sign, that means if there's any planets in air, they're also interacting with those air planets. We have Pluto in the first 5 degrees of Aquarius. So once Mars is interacting, today is Monday, Mars is already interacting with that Pluto because I give it 2 degrees on each side. So Mars is interacting with Pluto. Mercury will come through and interact with Pluto. And with Saturn being at 7, is still interacting with Pluto a little bit also. So they're going to come through Mars and Mercury, and they are also going to interact with Pluto. So, I mean, I have told y'all, lots will be happening just by the virtue of us being in Aries, fire, action, new beginnings. But then you start bringing in Pluto. And Pluto is like Uranus. Pluto. Let me talk about Pluto first. So then we bring in Pluto. Pluto is like, y'all young ones down there, y'all young bloods, don't play with me. Y'all know I'm for real and I'm serious. This is the planet of destruction and transformation and change. And I see this planet as the same energy. If you know this goddess, Oya. Oya and Pluto. Pluto and Oya. Don't play. Think about when we think about child, mother, child, maiden, mother, crone. Pluto would be the crone, okay? Pluto is like, I'm not playing with you. Pluto is about power. And what it wants to do is it wants to completely and totally disintegrate a thing and then rebirth it anew. It's the Phoenix rising type of energy. Okay. Thankfully, Mars and Mercury are interacting with Pluto in a way that is easier feeling to deal with. So, this is also a week where we will feel like, you know what, I need to stand in my power and take some action because that's Aries. Aries is like, let's take some action. Mars, let's be active. Let's do something. All right. And Pluto is like, hey, yeah, let's do something. I feel empowered to do it. But Pluto is the type of energy that is like, but when we do this thing, baby, we're all in. I want you to think Scorpio. Scorpio is like, look, don't come with me with no surface stuff. See, that's no shade. And I'm very serious when I say this. I don't mean shade to Aries. And the reason I'm calling out Aries is because Aries and Scorpio are both ruled by Mars. They're different expressions of this planet. And Aries is more of like, y'all, look, I don't have time to think. It's time to act. I see where we need to go. I'm focused and I'm going to get this thing done. Let's go. Why is everybody sitting around being lazy? Let's get this done. But Scorpio is more of like, hold up, we need a strategy. And that might be something that comes up for some of you today, this week. Strategy needed. Okay. And then once we get the strategy, we're all in. Okay. We won't stop until we get there. And Pluto wants to do deep dives. It's the planet that has to do with plumbing. And as a matter of fact, Pluto is like, no surface stuff. We're going to do a deep dive into the darkness. But you will feel courageous because that is Aries. You need an Aries in order to deal with Scorpio because you got to be brave, you got to be courageous, you got to be willing to take that machete and go for it. Go in that thing and just say, you know what? We're just going to keep cutting and slicing and dicing. We're going to get rid of anything we don't need. We're going to purge. We're going to release, and then, baby, we will rebirth ourselves anew. Okay, but where is Pluto? Well, Pluto is in Aquarius. So Aquarius is like Uranus. Like, hey, anything goes. We don't know what's going to happen, but you need an up level. So this is a week of up level. This is a week where it's like, hey, you've been at point A for a while. Let's get you a breakthrough and get you to point B. And you'll feel like, let's go, gung ho. And then the mind will just be clicking. And it's all these downloads that could be coming to you and you're taking action on them. I do recommend that you get out a piece of paper and a pen, or get out your notes app in your phone and just record it all. Because you may not be able to do it all this week. Because let me tell you something else. Aries is sprinting. Have you ever seen somebody sprint for a long time? No. Distance runners are not sprinters. Sprinters go for a short, fast, hard burst. Boom, baby, they get it done. And then they're like, I expended all my energy. I just need a moment to breathe. Okay. So, yes, we might need to take moments to say, I'm getting all of this. And I'm just going to record it. And then I'll get it all organized at some point and figure out how to get this thing done over time. Um, it's a lot of news and ideas, and it's also about community and connecting with people. You may just find yourself talking to a lot of people. You're thinking a lot this week. Another thing about uh, Aquarius is it's about testing. It was like I had this revelation come to me this morning, and I said, wow, I think I finally understand how Aquariuses think, because it's one thing you learn astrology and you hear about the different signs, but if it's not your sign, you don't really understand it until you have some transit that helps you to understand. Now, I will say I love one lesson I learned about Aquarius that just fascinates me is this energy of detachment. And so I remember when I was like, wow, I was having a transit that raised up the Aquarius energy. I was like, oh, this is what it feels like to be detached. This is really like nice. I like this because, I'm a feeling Pisces and my rising sign is Scorpio. So I feel everything. And to feel so detached. So that's something that a lot of us may feel, or you may be being told you need to detach. You need to really become more neutral in this thing. Okay. But the other thing that I'm learning about Aquarius is Aquariuses seriously are scientists. They want to test things out. They're looking, it's like coming up with all of these scenarios and theories and let me test it and that kind of thing. So this may be a time or week where you're feeling like, okay, I'm going to test something out. I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to see. But you got to have that Aries courage and bravery just to be like, a failure is not bad. It's just simply feedback, baby. I'm going to keep going. Okay? We are in an opportunity to really know what it's like to live like Aries. And a lot of us need that because we're stuck, we're not getting things done. I will raise my hand and say, I need this Aries energy. We lack bravery, we lack courage. And I'm gonna move on to let me just see, is there anything else I need to talk about? I will come back and talk about the new moon. I will come back and talk about the new moon. But yeah, we do have the new moon on the 17th. And oh, last thing. I talked about this last week. I don't know, maybe I didn't. I don't know. But we're gonna have Mars meet Saturn, and pretty much Mercury is there also. So I'll bring up that chart because I just want to show y'all this really quickly. And this is going to be on Sunday, the 19th. So I want you to start thinking more of like the day of the new moon. And let's see here, we'll go to about the 21st. Okay. So the 17th to the 21st of April, it's a hot time. Something amazing is going to happen. I talked about this in the April monthly astrology. Something amazing is going to happen. So, like I said, so much energy of new beginnings, and you can really use this energy to set the intentions, but also have the energy and the endurance and the patience to see that thing through. That is Saturn, Mercury, Mars all coming together. But it is, I mean, it's in Aries, and that can really speed things up, even though Saturn wants to slow things down. Saturn wants you to be patient. Saturn wants you to have a plan, but Saturn wants you to take action and get it done. Okay. Saturn actually it gets irritated with Mars and Mercury. They're just taking action. They're a little bit kid-like is how I'll say it. They play too much. Even though Mars can be violent, Mars can be very playful also. Playing or just not thinking before you're taking action, and Mercury's joking and all of that. Saturn is like, hey, everybody, like, come on, y'all. We're gonna have to get this thing toned down. We got work to do. Ha 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 ha. Get to work, right? So we can make a lot of progress with having Saturn in the mix. Um, but make no mistake about it, Saturn is a societal planet, and Mars is right there on the cusp. I see Mars is definitely having a lot of an impact on us individually, but it's right there on the cusp of being a planet that creates change on the social level. And so, and of course, I've talked about Mercury being news and, maybe even, just a lot of people talking. I'm going to say it that way. Um, I believe we're going to see a big something big in the news, some new, um, I don't know, it's like a new turn of events or something like that, but it's probably of something that's already going on, don't get me wrong. So, yeah, and interestingly, because I was like, "Well, what does this mean?" Okay, I'm gonna talk about it first on a personal level. Mars, Saturn meeting on the 7th degree in Aries is the energy of Aries, Cancer. All right. So, Cancer is like home and family. So you want to be looking at what's coming up for you around home and family. Cancer is also this energy of emotion. So maybe there's something emotionally that needs to happen, or maybe you'll get more in tune with some need that you have that day. But Cancer also is the sign of the United States, the sun sign, the sign for the sun for the United States. So it kind of makes me wonder what's going to actually happen for us on that day here in the United States. So really, really interesting. And then Mercury comes in there, and it's the day after. So Mercury is going to interact with these two planets also, and yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be incredible. What can I say? I will say Mars and Saturn they're called malefic planets. And so when we're dealing with malefic planets, um, yeah, they can bring some troubles. They really can. I mean, I love Mars, I love Saturn, I love all the planets. But at the end of the day, they are malefic. They are malefic planets. So say prayers of protection for your family, say prayers of protection for, all of the collective. Okay. So let's talk about the oracle reading. So, because I find these to be really, really interesting. One of the things I've been wanting to talk about, and I might talk about it a little bit more later, is the wild woman archetype. I think that this is a really good time for us to be owning that, not even just in Aries season. We have two planets that will stay there after all the other planets have gone through. And so this energy of the wild woman archetype, being raw, being free, being who you came here to be, that is something that I think we will be hyper focused on. And interestingly, from my Mythical Goddess Tarot deck, I pulled the Wild Woman card, which is Uzumi. I know it says the Fool, because it's tarot. But I'm going to tell y'all, when I pulled this, I don't typically pull from the Major Arcana from this deck. Every card came from the Major Arcana. Um, okay, so Uzumi is all about being wild and a little bit about having fun. She is air energy, so she connects with that, but she is about being more free, being more light, having more fun. And that's what the air energy brings. Whenever we have that air energy, it's just more light, more fun. And the energy of fire is active, and it's like, let's move, right? So Uzumi reminds you to be free in your expression and the way you view the world. She calls to your inner child to let go of your baggage and schemes, to surrender your grip on the way you function, and to remember that life is a dance. Be like Uzumi and free your inner radiance into expression by being true to your genuine essence. Be true to yourselves this week, goddesses. Release from the restricted limitation of your genetics and the world around you. So I love that. I do. Being more free. Interestingly, I mean, I didn't really practice what I was going to say. I don't script anything. So when I pulled this card, I was like, oh, this is cool. I love the sorcerer's card. But this card is Mercury in this deck. Morgan Le Fay, the Celtic great queen goddess and the ruler of Avalon, is the priestess of the sisterhood who rules the land with loving wisdom and healing transformative skill. So Mercury, but also the other one I'm hearing is this Pluto energy as I read this. Okay. Morgan Le Fay teaches you through her example that you have the ability to shape, shift your circumstances into whatever you choose. Okay. I love that. You are a sorcerer in your own right, a creator who has the power to bend the seeming laws of time and space. Through transformation comes rebirth, which can be known in the blink of an eye. Be like Morgan Le Fay and heal and transmute your life by the power of change. Again, I pulled these cards before I said what I said. Didn't know what I was going to say, didn't read them before. So, y'all, this is a week where we can shape shift our lives. And you do not have to shape shift your entire life in a day. Even if you just shape shift a little bit at a time every day, you will be making great changes. You will find great changes will follow. Okay, the last one is called Sacred Fire. And this one actually has to do with Leo. This is the white buffalo calf woman. But listen to what she's saying. White buffalo calf woman brings the fire of spirit to you through her what? Strength and courage. That's something that we need this week. Showing you that through the control over your hidden demons and reverence for the sacred or the divine, you honor and align with your essence and bring light to the darkness of the world. So, have strength and courage, control over your hidden demons. So, what I think that could be is when, let's see what happens today, the 13th, and then the 14th of April. Let's see what happens with this Mercury meeting with Uranus. That is absolutely something that could happen where we feel like I said, you have a breakthrough, something that you've been struggling with for a long time. You may be able to release and let it go as a result of this, planetary energy giving you that impetus inside. So you want control over your hidden demons. And have reverence for the sacred, and everything is sacred, but also for the great divine, the great mother. And when you do this, you honor and align with your essence. So we're being asked to be true to who and what we are with the Zumi, aligning with our essence, the truth of who and what we are, and bring light to the darkness of the world. And yeah, continue to let your light shine. And the more, I've said this so many times, but the more we show up in the world and be who we came here to be, then the world has to respond. And I really do believe in the power of one. And if we keep just showing up and doing what we are called to do, and I'm on my toes as I say this, then it gives other people permission to do the same. And at some point, it just becomes, there's a tipping point that will happen. And we just all begin to, be able to shift the world, even inch by inch. That Saturn is asking us to have patience and endurance and to be in things for the long haul. Irasum, that's the Odu of this year, one of the Odus of this year. It's like you have to have that endurance and you cannot sell yourself out. Okay. So that's what you're being called to do. And I just give you this challenge for this week. How can you shine your light in the world this week? And I only want you to do it from a place of this is what your inner goddess is guiding you to do. Thank you all so much for being here. Don't forget to sign up for the next level bundle. Again, it's free. You'll be able to get my astrology for the spring and summer audio course, along with all kinds of other things that will help support you and taking you into the next level. You'll be hearing again from me soon because, yeah, I definitely want to um, come on and talk about that new moon this week. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to give us some music to take us out on. I hope I have a song that I really like. Y'all are gonna see. Oh, we'll go out on one of my belly dance songs. How about that? We'll go out on this one. All right, guys. Great week. Know that I'm here for you. All right. Hey, take care. Dance, dance, dance. If you want, you can do the shoulder shimmy with me. Make arms. I want you to have a good time. Remember, Izumi says, remember, life is a dance. So dance, queen.